Welcome to Monthly Money, where we go over someone's past month spendings, what money they brought in, and how that all comes together to meet their future goals that they're aiming for. Today we are meeting with Nelly. Nelly, thanks for being here. How old are you and where are you from?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Like Caleb said, I'm Nelly. I am originally from Louisiana. I'm from New Orleans, but I moved to Philadelphia 2 months ago, and I am 22.
Why'd you move to Philadelphia?
Just wanted to change the scenery.
Yeah, you didn't move there for a job or anything?
No, my job happens to be an hour away in New York on the train, but I wanted to move to Philly before I got the job.
So what do you do for a living?
I am a program coordinator. I work for a like an education tech company. We basically provide like data to people who are running on like educational campaigns or want to do outreach in their community and stuff like that. So I work with a program coordinator. I do a lot of reading of like things that come from our data science team. So basically, just turning that into plain English for people on the ground.
Gotcha. And I see you are at $67,000 a year for a salary. Are there any bonuses on top of that?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, so it looks like, is this uh, bi-weekly, semi-monthly?
Semi-monthly
Okay,
and last day of the month.
perfect. I see you have gross pay twice a month. So each one's 2,791, but after all taxes, deduction, healthcare, your 111 bucks that you put towards your 401k, which is Roth based, awesome. I see a net pay of 1,745. Does that sound right to you?
Yes, that's slightly off. But my 401k is traditional. I don't know why it says Roth on it.
Really?
I have a traditional contribution right now that I'm actually thinking about changing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be smart to change. And so it says net pay at 1,745.45. Well, you said it's a little different than that normally?
It just feels different. Like I consider my take home closer to I think 1,100, which is deposited into my Chase account. My rent and my savings like go into different accounts, so the amount of my paycheck that I actually see is closer to 1,100. My mom is calling. Great. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so even though it goes between a couple different accounts, $3,490 a month is what gets deposited, which is pretty sweet. So you have two checking accounts. I'm assuming one is what you just described, where it goes to paying those recurring things like your rent and everything and utilities. Then you're the ones probably for like paying off cards and stuff. So let's look at one of your Chase checking accounts. I see a beginning balance of 1,860 with deposits of only 341 and withdrawals of 201, ending balance of 2,000. And then really all that's on here were, transactions in, and then a transaction out, a payment to a
Okay.
Chase card of $6, Venmo 66, Venmo 69. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. This account, I have way too many accounts, and I probably should simplify them. This account in particular is the account I pay like my like utilities out of, like that specifically. Like I pay like we get our house cleaned, the Wi-Fi, the electric, and like any subscription. So like the $6 is like my Apple Music. But this account specifically, like the money just kind of like it automatically pays anytime they're charged, and I just leave that money in there. I do it like that because I have this account, but like Chase makes you keep a certain balance. I don't know why they do that, but I should simplify this and just move it to one account. I just have been doing this for 2 years. Like when I was in college, I didn't have enough money to always pay my bills, so I had a separate account where I would put money so I wouldn't touch it just in case, like when I needed to pay my bills. So I just kept doing it.
Your other checking account, 399.17 current balance, withdraws that month of, at least of this statement, $484 and no deposits. What's up with this one?
I pulled this one because I wasn't supposed to be today. I pulled this one from yesterday. So like this is technically it counts as September, and I got paid on August 31st.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it
I
like did it
do,
like that.
yeah, I do see a paycheck there. So this is for Zelle and Venmo and your paychecks and then paying off cards
Yeah, that's
and
all it is. Literally money only. Like paychecks come in, and then I charge everything else to my credit card, which you'll see on my Chase Freedom.
So then we'll just go to the Chase Freedom account. Now, just looking at this immediately with the purchases of 1,215 and payments and credits of 1,241, you don't hold balances, do you, on credit cards?
Not at all.
That's great. And then you have a new balance of negative $25.04. So for someone bringing in 3,490, 1,215 taken off of just one card each month is a bit, but let's see where that's going to. Rumble Box right away, $75. That's a lot. What's Rumble Box?
I go to boxing classes once a month, so that was for like 3 classes, but it will be. I think it's 145 a month going forward.
Okay. And then Alta. I always see Alta hitting people's accounts with some pretty big hit, 127.
Yeah, that's not every month. I buy my skincare every like 3 months, so it's usually a really big purchase.
Sephora for 51.
That was a treat to myself. I bought myself some perfume.
Another Rumble Box within the same statement of 145.
Yeah, that's technically for September. That's the September billing. So yeah, you'll see it's like.
I know. Well, this is still within the same 30 days, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
So not a lot of eating out or anything, but there's a lot of shopping, an endless amount of Targets. Targets for 24, Target for what was that? 22, Target for 35, Target for 26, Target for 12, Target for 1673, Target for 2204. Lots of Targets.
Yeah, I buy my groceries at Target and Sprouts.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's a good amount of Sprouts too. So are you telling me you walk into Target and you're not picking up things you don't need?
No, not at all. I actually didn't shop at Target until I moved to Philadelphia. So like I don't have the whole like Target tells me what to buy thing. I actually like make a list, go in, and usually get like spinach and leave.
There's
Or
a
like and some of them maybe are a little bit higher. It's personal care and like home stuff. But like I go into Target with the list every time. It's like paper towels and food or like body wash.
Yeah, and there's not much going out to eat. Some I don't even know if Holy Cream is considered if that is going out to eat, but there's also Chick-fil-A. Looks like there is some like parking and stuff. Zilu hung home, $57. That's kind of expensive.
Those are my glasses.
Yeah, and then you had an optical thing as well. So most of this is just grocery shopping. And if that's the case, you're spending a lot on groceries. A lot on groceries. You know that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like we can take off some of the things that were just within, we do this every few months or so.
Maybe 300.
You're going to Sprouts and Target like every other day at a minimum, sometimes every day. This stuff adds up.
Yeah.
I mean, you take away the couple Rumble blocks, I mean, maybe you're like 900, 800, certainly not at 300. I promise you that.
Yeah, I mean, I do go to Target a lot. I just am still like I had to change my diet, so I'm still kind of settling into like what I do eat and what I don't eat. But also like some of these Target purchases are split between like personal care, home. Like I have roommates, so like I buy like the toilet paper, the paper towels, the dishwashing liquid, stuff like that. But 900 feels like a lot.
Yeah, that's your just normal everyday shopping, that kind of stuff too. So
Oh, I see why it looks so high.
why?
Because I do spend way too much on like personal stuff that I marked as personal care is also under Target, so they're not like split up. But like actual like that's why there's so many purchases like multiple times a day. Like when I go to Target, I will like these are my groceries, these are my personal care items, and I ring them up on separate transactions.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely.
But I definitely spent way too much on like items marked as personal care, like with the almost $130 Ulta purchase. The Targets look really really bad.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Yeah.
Under 200.
Okay, well, still, that stuff is still in that like everyday shopping. You're spending a lot on that, but that's okay. We'll see if that continues with the rest of your money, like with your other card, and if it fits in. Discover it. Purchases of 234, payments of 260. Let's see here. Jenny's Ice Cream, some cafe, Rim Cafe, McDonald's, some Japanese thing, and Bar Bambion by Bon.
Bar Bonbon.
Pom pom. Okay. And these are so you didn't go out to eat that much, but dropping
Yeah, I
77
don't go out
bucks and
either.
dropping 56 bucks and dropping $77, these are expensive trips.
Yeah, I don't go out to eat very much. One of these transactions, I put the card down and we split it afterwards. Like I got Venmo back. And then the $77, that was a friend's birthday. So I paid for her meal.
Okay. Awesome. Then that is fine. I think that definitely fits in there, especially with the Venmoing back and forth. And with that being the rest of your spending, I think what you're spending on the self-care stuff and the Target stuff then actually does fit in. I mean
Yeah.
that the total on that
And
other
that was
card
mainly
was
for
quite a bit of
food and
money. I don't know
groceries.
about that, but um with because on that Chase card, it's I mean you still spent so much money. It was yeah. So I know there are some things that aren't every month on there, which is also what everyone says, by the way.
Yeah.
So there's other things that aren't every other month that will replace it next month. That just tends to be how it works out for at this point. But 1,275, bringing in 3,490, plus then the like few hundred on the other one. Though it's Venmo back, I think it fits. It's a little on the high side of wants, but I think it
Yeah,
fits.
yeah, definitely planning to bring that personal care down. I just moved, so like I just didn't realize how much stuff I like didn't have and needed, like new socks and random stuff like that.
Oh wait, there's another Chase card.
Oh yeah, that card. There is another Chase card, and it has like a balance of like probably $340. That is travel accommodations for my brother's wedding in October. But I have that money in a sinking fund. I have $600 put away for that, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
cool.
pay that card off really soon. I still need to book lodging, so I haven't paid the card off yet because I want to just pay it in one sweep.
So you have a travel fund on the side, essentially?
I have like a bunch of sinking funds with Ally, and I have a specific bucket that was for my brother's wedding because he's been talking about this wedding forever.
Well, then, no, I mean that definitely makes sense. Gotta spend on that.
But yeah, I think that charge is just a flight, and it has like a Walmart charge on there. That's I brought them something off their registry, an air fryer or something.
Now we have a Discover savings account. Beginning balance 3,808, deposited 547, ending balance of 4,355. What's the okay? Annual percentage yield earned is 1.6. That's I mean it's fine, I guess. So what's this considered? What's this?
This is my attempt at an emergency fund. I want to get it up to 63 because I think my like when I actually budget, my expenses are around $1,000 a month ish. Um,
Is this your only
so
savings? Not including retirement. Is this your only savings?
this is my only like formal savings. I also have I have $7,000 in another savings account that's for my student loans, but I think they will get forgiven. So waiting to see what happens there.
How much do you have in student loans?
7,000.
And they're all federal?
Yep.
I would take that and I would put that, I would combine them to whatever one has the higher yield. Combine them, that's your emergency fund. I think you'll be fine on the student loans. If the student loans come back out, you can take it out, pay them off. But what what has screamed wrong to me so far is just your lack of emergency fund, especially being in the adult world outside of college, living in a new city, all this stuff. We want to have that emergency fund a little higher, and yours is pretty lacking right now. So what I would do is I would combine them. We can consider that your emergency fund. Then I don't think you have to contribute anything extra to that. And then if you have to pay off the student loans, you can siphon that off and then rebuild up the emergency fund. That's what I would
Like
do.
dollar amount you think it should be at?
Well, let's break some things down. What's your monthly rent?
750.
Not bad. You're living with others? Oh yeah, yeah. Do you have any vehicle debt?
Nope.
What's your car?
No, I don't have a car. I don't
You
have
don't have a car at
I don't
all.
have a car at all.
Do you want a car?
No.
So good public transportation there. That's good.
It's all right. I just walk everywhere. It's really good for my body.
No personal loans. Do you have any other debt besides the?
No, just the student loans and yeah, just the student loans.
Okay.
So I have my rent is 750. That's like my only like real obligation besides my utilities. My utilities usually come out to around 150 a month.
Yeah. So you have 4,300 in there. You have 7,000 there. to get you to 11,000. I mean, it would be cool if you wanted to get to 18,000, but I don't think you necessarily have to.
Yeah,
Just
that's
so
why
you
I
don't have
would. I
to
would
cut back on
probably.
things like your self care and stuff like that when that actually happens. But what you could do, you like 12 to 18,000, and this will get you to what 11. So you're pretty close to what that emergency fund would be.
For 12 or 6 months.
You could do 6 months. I did. So you could do 12 to 18,000. Whatever one makes you feel more comfortable.
Why is it so high? I'm curious.
It's going to give you that extra, the 18,000 will give you that extra comfort if something bad were to happen that you don't have to really cut back on your more aggressive food spending, your
Yeah,
aggressive grocery shopping.
yeah, that's fair. I really don't go out to eat that much. August was just weird, but everybody says that. But I don't
Everyone
actually go.
says that, but also you didn't go out to eat that much. You had the Venmo. I was mostly talking about your Target trips and stuff like that, and then like the Ulta stuff. Like you wouldn't have to necessarily cut back on that, but if you want to just save up $12,000, that's fine as well. So why I say 12 to 18, it's like whatever your comfort level is. If you feel more comfortable having that extra cushion, 18. If not, 12 is fine, and you're pretty close to there. You'd only have to do almost 600, less than $600, and you're there.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna if the student loan, assuming the student loan thing goes to plan, I was going to take the money that I have saved up in Amex and max my 2023 Roth IRA with it. That's what I was gonna do.
No, since you're on your own in a new city, I want you to have the emergency fund first.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there's still a good amount of time in this last year. I mean, you just do the 11. Consider it good. Like what I'm saying for this year, if you want to, take those two savings, put it together, consider it good for now. Feel free to then go max out a Roth IRA, and then next year put an extra couple $1,000 in there to round it up.
Yeah, and I transfer and I mean I can do it the other way. I think you make a really good point because the transfers you see here on the savings account, the 270, it's almost 271. That's the exact amount that I'll be contributing to a Roth next year if I did it like each paycheck. Like that's what I was doing. Like I know I'm gonna have to take that money out at some point. So what I was doing this year to like prepare, I would take out 271 after I was paid and like put it into this account and I was trying to build it. But if it makes more sense to like front load this now and just do the Roth IRA, however monthly, I guess that makes more sense.
Well, I just don't want you to be, if an emergency happened, which, it's an emergency, you can never predict them. That's literally what it is. If that was to happen, I don't want you to have to be forced to pull from those heavily
Yeah.
taxed retirement accounts. So we're going to get the extra cushion first, and it's really not that much, and then invest in the Roth IRA so you never have to touch it in an extreme situation.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I will say this doesn't help my case very much, but this is actually $1,000 short right now. Um, yeah, it's $1,000 short right now.
What is?
My my emergency fund.
Oh, I mean, again, I mean,
Like I gave someone $1,000 and I will get it back.
you won't or you
And
will.
like on the statement after this. So this is actually a lower balance than it has right now. I think it's closer to 5.
You won't or you will.
I won't or I will what?
Get it back.
I got it back already. It's just on the statement following this one.
Oh, okay, very cool then. Yeah, then just combine them and max out the Roth IRA. Try to put that $6,000. So it would be a little aggressive. There's only a few more months, but if you can invest $6,000 by the end of the year into your Roth IRA.
Oh no, I meant using the savings for next year's Roth IRA. My Roth IRA from 2022 is already maxed.
Oh, it is. Okay, then never mind. Yeah, then I would just.
That's what I was saying about the student loan thing. I was gonna hold out and see what happens in January and then do that.
Then you'll have you'll have your emergency fund done easily by the end of the year, and you won't even have to work that hard to get that because you're pretty much already there. And then you'll just contribute to your Roth IRA, max that out, and then maybe contribute to a regular IRA as well. Maybe max out your 401k. If you can switch that to a Roth option, that'd be great. Let's look at your Fidelity. Portfolio value of 19,407, lost 2,672, which is not surprising, unfortunately. Additions of 12,705, subtractions of 6,526. So did you put like $12,000 of cash in and then took half of it out?
So one of the accounts on there, my the property that manages this apartment is really weird. So Fidelity was the only account that I could wire my rent to them with no like fees because they don't do Zelle. So like I have a cash management account on there that is just for my rent. So that's what most of those subtractions are. Like the security deposit, the first last months, and then July, August, and September's rent. So that's what most of those subtractions are.
Gotcha. There's this account worth 2,994. It is all of so 91% is in Vanguard index funds. Vanguard Russell 2000 ETF is 5% and 4% is in small cap growth index funds. Pretty cool. Okay, good there. And then $16,710, 84% in mutual funds, 12% in stocks, 4% in other. Looks like, okay, so 7% are in Apple specifically. So for your one stock that you wanted to get into, you picked Apple, which out of all of them to pick, pretty good one. Fidelity 0, International Index 8%, and then Total Market Index at 70%. Good there.
Account with the 42 cents is the one that like I transfer in and out for my rent.
Okay, gotcha. Yep, and that makes sense. So
you'll see like deposits and subtractions
of 6,375 and taken out 6,526. So that makes sense. It's weird that your apartment does it like that, but that's okay. So cool. Well, I mean, do you have any questions? Like, I think in general, my thoughts on your situation in terms of what I would do, and not official financial advice, but what I would do is just, build up my emergency fund by the end of the year, $12,000 to $18,000, and then I'll just max out 401k every year, max out Roth IRA, contribute the rest to a regular IRA, Yeah.
Yeah. I think my question for you I think for me in my mind, I like contributing to my 401k, my traditional 401k makes it feel like my check is bigger than the Roth version. Like, I guess what's the motivator to like switch it over?
Wait, I'm sorry. What's your motivator to switch what over? Oh, to switch your 401k to a Roth based?
Like I have both options, but I went all traditional, like, because that was just how I set it up on my paperwork. But I'm like, well, I'm young. Maybe I should just like switch it to Roth now and pay the taxes now and just do it. I think I just like mentally, I'm like, oh, my check is going to be less because that money is now taxed.
Yeah, but it won't be taxed on the growth. So
yeah,
it also depends on if you think you're going to be making more or less later in life. But if, all the growth that it gets taxed on, and that's going to be a lot of growth because you're so young from now to retirement, that's going to be a lot of growth that gets taxed on. So I would rather, I just always prefer Roth.
At what point is there like a mathematical point where you switch back to like traditional?
So essentially, if you think you're in your highest or potentially highest earning years you'll ever have, and your income will only go down, especially towards retirement, then it makes more sense to contribute to just traditional, because you'll be taxed at a lower rate if you're making less in the future. But if your income's is going to be going up, it makes sense to take the lower percentage tax now and take it out in the future. Now, there's also the argument where a whole lot of people suspect that taxes are essentially, by the time you and I retire, will kind of have to be higher than they are now. So maybe it makes sense to pay that tax now, but that one's more of just kind of a hypothesis. But the math works. If you're in your highest income earning years now, which I don't think you are, and I doubt you think you are, then that's when I would do traditional. But that's why I think Roth is best for you.
So should I do it immediately? Should I can change it like now? I can pay next week.
Yeah, I mean, just reach out to the company managing it.
It's really easy. I'm just wondering if it's worth like do it now, like the same amount that I put in my 401k and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to start contributing to it in a Roth based, like, as soon as I can.
Okay, cool. $800 to Roth. That sounds fair. Do you know anything about Coastfire? I think that's one of my really big goals, which is why I'm like super resistant to not investing the student loan money that I have saved up.
Say the word again.
Oh, about Coastfire. So essentially, you like invest in up front and then compound interest At 60, like you wouldn't have to contribute another dollar if you don't want to. At 65, you can just retire and you have your $2.125 million.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's that, and then there's like the traditional
That's what I
5.
really want to do, and that's why I'm like, that's probably why my emergency fund is so low. Like, I really want to do that because, like, obviously, that's how investing in time works. So, like, the longer I take to like hit Coast Fire, the higher the number has to be.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think that $12,000 in an emergency fund is going to make or break that. So just do that for your safety. That sounds like the 12,000 makes more sense than the 18,000 for you. So just do the 12,000. You're pretty much there. Then just max everything out every year. Just invest as much as you can, because that's a really cool goal to have, and I love to hear that. But let's just, there is a sense of safety, not just for psychological reasons, but for literal safety, financial and physical. That having an emergency fund is important.
okay, cool. I can do it. All right, awesome.
Let Nelly know what you think about our financial situation in the comments below. And if you want to see things like this happen live and chat with me on a daily basis and have a video chat once a week, feel free to join my private Discord, linked in the description below. Shout out to my 4 Cups of Coffee supporters: Abdul Martinez, Mark Josh Bennett, Clayton006, Tyler Chung, Drew Smith, Timothy Williams, Sam I Am, Jason Spriggs, Nicholas Daly, Tom L, Jay Freedom, and Hans. 8 Cups of Coffee supporters, you guys are making the dream come true. Joseph Strickland, Anthony, an anonymous supporter, and Sam V03, you are all the best. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.